It's hard to find neutral with my size 13 big boots on, but this thing runs like a brand new motorcycle. It's just been super tuned by Mario, our resident shovel head expert, and there's been an obscene amount of time and money put into this bike. Let me give you a quick overview. I guess we can start with some of the cosmetic stuff. It's got an FLH replacement bat wing fairing with a new paint job on it and two RJE 6-inch speakers in there. The previous owner is the sales manager for Liquid Moly, local engine performance liquid additive company. Look them up online, Liquid Moly. He put a ridiculous amount of time and money in this. It's got a brand new speedometer and tachometer showing 1,302 miles on it. New fairing. The bike's been repainted. It's got new tires on it. Just an awesome piece. Want to do the riding portion of the demo, and then I'll grab the work order and we'll go over it.
Drive-by for you.
Listen to the tick over on this thing. That's an idle you're only going to get from a shovel head or an iron head. The new bikes don't do that. Motor's super tight on this. It was rebuilt by the previous owner also. Motor looks absolutely mint. No lifter noise, no piston slap. The motor's super tight and it rides like a new bike. Bike runs absolutely mint. Shifts, clutch is great. It's got a brand new clutch in it with it's a dry clutch with open primary, which is a hot setup for these vintage shovel heads. Original handlebars. Still has the warning sticker on the handlebars. Original sticker. Very cool piece. Take it for one more ride and we'll go over the work order. Here's the dry clutch. Let's start with some of the more obvious stuff on the bike. When I went into when it was office, the Liquid Moly management guy that owned this bike, he had a poster of this bike on his office wall, and it was this view right here with the black paint job with the gold leaf and the shovel head motor. In my opinion, just that view there of the motor, it's like if you had to close your eyes and think what a Harley engine is supposed to look like. There it is, classic antique shovel head. It's missing one of the screws right here on the S&S air cleaner, and we'll put one of those in there before we ship it out. Let me start at the front of the bike. It has a custom paint job on it with a gold leaf on it, black with a gold leaf. And it has this Road Kill logo. You've heard Road King, right? Or Road Kill. Has the original FLH front fender light with the trim on it. Has an optional fender trim right here and an upgraded chrome trim piece on the bottom. The fork lowers have been polished. It has the optional fork axle covers. The original FLH master cylinder has been rebuilt with new brake lines, and you can see it's polished beautifully, and it has a new brake rotor on the front here. So the rim is in beautiful. Take a close-up of that rim, Kenny. It's got the new MT90 B16 tires, front and rear. Still has the treads on them on the side, the little nipples. See the little nipples? Tires are like brand new. The rims are absolutely stunning. Let me check the other side out too. Check this side out. It's got triple disc brakes, newly rebuilt brake system with new rotors and new brake lines, and the master cylinder's been reworked. The brakes work beautifully on it. Again, it has a new batwing fairing that's been painted to match the bike. Looking at the front original headlight and Bosch headlight and the triple running lights with the turn signals mounted up on the front here. Very nice vintage look. Has the Harley Davidson chrome optional headlight and fog light shields and the turn signal shields. All 6 of them have that shield on there, which is kind of cool. Or 5 of them, excuse me. Has a optional engine crash bar, kind of a newer style one with the built-in highway pegs, which I like. It has the Harley Davidson oil cooler on it. Has an optional running board. I don't know what you'd call that, kind of like artwork on the running board. S&S carburetor, obviously. Look at the cylinder heads. The chrome on the cylinder heads is still real nice. The cylinders look brand new. They're obviously been reconditioned and painted. The exhaust system has been safety wired on, which is kind of cool. The clutch cable is new, and the clutch lever is new. You can see there's been a lot of work done to the transmission also. The transmission covers are new on it. The transmission looks to be brand new. It works beautifully, as does the electric start on it. Passenger pegs are nice. It also has, check this out, this bottle right here. This is, shovel heads and Evolution motors are known to do what's called sumping. If you let them sit over the winter, the oil will drain down into the engine cases. When you start it, it shoots out on the floor. So the owner of Liquid Moly put this really cool, I don't know what it cost, but it had to be a couple $100. This is it looks like something like a nitrous oxide bottle or something like that, but it's actually the oil overflow so it doesn't sump onto the ground, and it looks badass. Also has an upgraded oil dipstick here. Take a look at this. It's got the temperature gauge in it. Has a nice Mustang saddle on there, which is an upgrade. It's got the chrome diamond grips with the black inserts on there. It has a live to ride, ride to live mirrors. It has a cup holder on there. Has chrome, or excuse me, polished brake and clutch lever. Take a look at the gas tank right here. It's got the ride to live, live to ride with a skull cover on there. The Motor Harley Davidson logo. Lots of cool period correct accessories. Huge antique gas cap. Again, the tachometer and speedometer are brand new. Brand new. He put them on there with 0 miles and put 1,300 miles on it. Original handlebars are on there. I don't know the actual mileage of the bike because he replaced the speedometer on there, but it feels super tight. The motor, transmission, clutch. Going back to the motor, you can see the engine cases, cylinder are in beautiful condition, as is the primary. The primary has been upgraded. See this right here, the drilled out custom vented primary cover. That's because it has a dry clutch. I've been putting the dry clutches on all my Evolution builds and our shovel head builds because it's a weak link on the Evolution engine and the shovel head. They're known to be leak oil on the primary, so the solution for that is a dry clutch. It'll never leak, and it actually gets a little bit better performance. The gearing on the bike, I believe it's been geared up a little bit. It has a very high 5th gear, like an overdrive. You really can't even use it on West Main. Perfect for on the highway, keeping the revs down and the RPMs down and the vibration down. It's got a really cool Punisher logo on the primary. You can see that the engine bolts have all been replaced with chrome. When the engine was rebuilt, they put new chrome bolts on there. New fuel petcock, new ignition, new spark plugs and new spark plug wires. It's got a new electronic ignition on it. The chain was originally fully enclosed. Now it's only partially enclosed. You can see they replaced the chain. The chain's got low miles on it too. Original saddlebags are in good condition. Got the dice on there. The side covers are intact, as is the luggage rack on it. Moving to the back of the bike, You can see the original rear fender is in mint condition. Has the nice blue dot lenses on the turn signals, which are integral to the bags. This is kind of a period correct, really cool look with the turn signals. We don't do that anymore. Turn signals integrated into the bags. A lot of chrome. Has a motor Harley Davidson mud flap, and you can see all the lights. Everything down here is in mint shape, and it has a custom chrome cover over the blue dot license plate. So that pretty much covers, I think I covered pretty much everything that I could think of. The shocks on the bike are also upgraded. If you can get a zoom in, you can see they've upgraded it to a nice set of progressive. These are top of the line shocks for this bike. I think they're about $450 a set. They're progressive chrome spring shocks. So the shocks and forks work great. The tires are great. Brakes are great. Motor's super tight. Clutch and tranny's excellent. Just a fantastic example of the classic Harley Davidson shovel head. I'm going to go over some other stuff that was recently done. It's got brand new spark plugs in it. We just changed the oil, Maxima 2050 weight, new oil filter, and it has a brand new Ultima single fire coil with programmable digital ignition. The carburetor, the S&S carb, was just rebuilt and cleaned. The tank was flushed out. The carb was tuned perfectly, so it idles awesome. Ultima single fire coil was installed. Oil change, new spark plugs. The bike has also, this is a good news, bad news thing. The previous owner from Liquid Moly was having some issues with the wiring on the bike, the original wiring. He installed the new dash, speedometer, and tachometer, and it has a brand new wiring harness on it. The entire wiring harness is an NOS Harley Davidson wiring harness. That's the good news. The bad news is it's not hooked up to the lights, and we got a 6-month backlog here, so we don't have the time to go through and hook up all the wiring on it. So it's going to need to go to a Harley Davidson wiring expert to get the headlights, taillights, turn signals, and everything going. Right now it's just set up with the ignition, has an ignition on off, and it has a starter button. Those are the only two items hooked to the wiring harness. If you zoom in, you can see the wiring's all brand new on the bike. That's the good news. It's all brand new. Bad news is it's not hooked up. So it's probably an 8 to 10 hour job to go through and wire the whole thing. So I figure it's going to need about $1,000 worth of wiring, but it already has the brand new wiring harness, which is the good news. So the bike has been, we did put it through our detail shop, where it was hot water, pressure wash, steam clean. The fenders and saddlebags are buffed and waxed with Carnauba paste wax. They touched up the cylinders and with the high temp VHT. All the chrome was polished on the bike. The seat was leather condition. The engine was detailed. It was given what's called a full rotisserie detail. So if you add up all the work that's been done to the bike, you know, the tires, the paint, the gold leaf paint, the new fairing, zoom in on, show them the speakers on it, all the options, the headlight accessories, the custom 2-in-1 turn down exhaust, the S&S carb, the engine work. There's over $5,000 been put into this bike. You know, the brake on the brake work that's done on it. It's really right at the finish line. It just needs to have the wiring done, and then you got yourself an awesome bike. If you want to put it in the New England Motorcycle Museum, we'd be honored to have it here. We don't have a lot of shovel heads. They're getting to be really rare, just like the pan heads around here in these parts anyways. And the pan heads are going through the roof. I mean, when's the last time you seen a pan head for sale in New England? They're just not around. So the shovel heads are next. So I thought I'd grab the Blue Book here just to see what the NADA Blue Book value is on this bike. Just for a comparison, to show you they're going through the absolute roof, because they're getting really rare. So an FLH Electric Glide 80 cubic inch has an NADA #1 value of 17,600. Oh, well, that's the one with the sidecar. Electric Glide 80 cubic inch. Without the sidecar, it's $15,575 for a #1. A #2 bike is $10,100, and a #3 bike is $7,310. So on the low end, $73, and on the high end, $15,500, and right in the middle, $10. As a second opinion, we can grab the comprehensive vintage motorcycle price guide, and usually they're in the same ballpark. I would say this bike's worth on the low end $7, and on the high end $15, so somewhere in the middle probably. So Back to the blue book. What do they say? 84, 83, 81. Bike's 40 years old. It's an antique and runs and rides beautifully. Just needs a little electrical work. The wiring harness sorted out. The Electric Glide Classic in this book right here, they have a number one value of $11,000 and a number two of $8,800. So we'll let you guys out there in eBay land and on YouTube, our YouTube family, we'll let you guys decide what it's worth. It's going to have a low reserve, but take a look at all the custom work, the work that was done to the tranny, the motor, the paint, tires, everything. If you have any questions, we'll help you out with the shipping. We can store it here for the winter if you like. Whatever you need, we can help you out. Give us a call, 860-454-7024. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.